Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're taking a deep dive into the world of AI.
It's a fascinating field with so much potential.
Right. And honestly, the future is looking incredibly bright, especially when you consider all the new advancements coming out.
Absolutely. From what we're seeing, AI has the potential to tackle some really complex problems that have stumped us for, well, a long time.
Yeah. It's not just about, faster computers and things like that. It's really about fundamentally new ways of thinking and approaching these big challenges.
Exactly.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about quantum AI. I know quantum anything can sound a bit like, Star Trek or something.
Yeah.
But trust me on this one, this is where things get really interesting. Basically, researchers are figuring out how to harness the power of quantum computers.
To supercharge machine learning.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just a little speed boost either. This is like a whole other level.
It really is. Think of it this way. Imagine a computer that can analyze like every possible solution to a problem all at the same time, instead of going through them one by one like our regular computers do.
That's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
It is. It's essentially like having a million supercomputers all working together in parallel.
So what does that actually mean for us in the real world? I mean, besides maybe making my computer run a little faster.
Well, take medicine, for example. There's
Right.
just so much data in healthcare. Genetic information, clinical trials, medical imaging, you name it.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
It is. And quantum AI could actually sift through all that data and find patterns and insights. The kind that would take traditional AI years, if not decades, to uncover.
So we were talking about like revolutionizing drug discovery.
Exactly. And maybe even personalized treatments based on an individual's, unique genetic makeup,
Wow,
potentially even predicting disease outbreaks before they happen.
that's incredible. It sounds like quantum AI could really be a game changer.
It has that potential, for sure.
Okay, well, let's shift gears for a moment. Let's talk about AI in space. We've all seen those sci-fi movies with like, those sentient robots exploring the galaxy and things.
Right.
But is that stuff really becoming reality?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, right now we're using AI to guide spacecraft and
Mhm.
to analyze data from telescopes and even to plan those really complex missions.
That's amazing.
It is, but the real game changer here is autonomous space exploration.
Okay.
Imagine a spacecraft, right? But it's equipped with self-learning AI. And this AI is capable of making decisions in real time, adapting to unexpected situations, and just exploring the vastness of space without, needing us to constantly tell it what to do.
Hold on a second. Wouldn't those communication delays in deep space be a problem? If the spacecraft is millions of miles away, it could take hours for a signal to even reach Earth and then come back.
That's a great point.
How could AI possibly make those split-second decisions when it's that far out?
That's exactly why the self-learning aspect is so critical. We're not talking about like, pre-programmed robots that just follow instructions. This is AI that can analyze the data from its sensors and learn from its surroundings and, make decisions based on what's happening right there and then without having to wait for instructions from Earth.
So we're talking about AI that can, like, think for itself
Yeah.
out there in space.
Yeah, in a way.
That's both amazing and a little bit, I don't know, unnerving, to be honest. It brings up all these questions about control and ethics and what it means to have AI making those decisions that could potentially impact, like, the future of humanity.
You're right, and that's precisely why it's so crucial to develop these really strong ethical frameworks for AI. I mean, as we keep pushing the boundaries of what AI can do, we need to make sure that we're doing it responsibly.
Okay, so let's talk about those ethical frameworks.
Yeah.
What are they, and how can they ensure that we're actually using AI for good? I mean, both here on Earth and out there in space.
Well, these frameworks, they're not just about stopping AI from becoming, evil like in the movies.
All right.
It's really about making sure that how we develop AI and how we use it, it aligns with our values as humans.
Okay.
It's about respecting human rights and ultimately promoting the well-being of everyone and making sure that AI is used to actually solve problems, not create new ones.
So what do these frameworks actually look like in the real world? Are we talking about a specific set of rules or like a code of conduct or something else entirely?
It's more like a set of guiding principles that can be applied in lots of different situations and across different cultures even.
I see.
It's about building AI systems that are transparent, so
Yeah.
we understand how they work and can hold them accountable.
Right.
And it's about ensuring fairness and making sure they're not discriminating.
Yeah, that's important.
It is, so that AI doesn't perpetuate the biases that we already have, or even worse, create new ones. And of course, it's about protecting our privacy so our personal data isn't misused or exploited.
Yeah, it sounds like a really delicate balancing act. On one hand, we want to push the limits of what AI can do, explore those new frontiers, solve those big problems. But on the other hand, we've got to move cautiously, ethically, and really understand what the potential risks are.
Exactly. And that's what makes this such an interesting time for AI development. We're at this crossroads where we have this incredibly powerful tool that has the potential to create a better future for everyone, but we also have this huge responsibility to use it in a way that benefits all of humanity.
Well said. So we've covered quantum AI, AI heading into space, and the ethical frameworks that are guiding this revolution. I think it's clear that AI is no longer just some fantasy of the future.
Definitely not.
It's here, it's evolving incredibly fast, and it's already shaping the world in profound ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And that pace of innovation is only going to get faster from here. And what we've talked about so far, it's really just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, there are so many other areas where AI is making incredible strides.
Well, we've got a lot more ground to cover in this deep dive, so let's take a quick break and then come back to explore some of those other exciting developments in the world of AI. Stay with us.
And one area that I think is particularly fascinating is how AI is impacting healthcare.
Yeah, for sure. I've been hearing a lot about AI being used to diagnose diseases and even develop new treatments. I mean, it sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It feels very futuristic, but it's actually happening right now.
Really?
Yeah, AI can analyze these huge data sets of, medical images, genetic information, and even all those clinical records, and it can detect patterns that human doctors might miss.
So it's almost like having a superpowered doctor, I guess. One that can see things that we can't.
Yeah, in a way. Imagine an AI system that can analyze thousands of mammograms, right? And pinpoint those tiny little signs of breast cancer that might be invisible to the human eye. Or how about an AI that can predict a patient's risk of heart disease, years in advance,
Wow.
based on their lifestyle and their genetic predispositions? These are the kinds of breakthroughs that AI is making possible.
That's incredible. What about personalized medicine? I've heard that AI can help tailor treatments to a person's specific genetic makeup.
Absolutely. So AI can analyze a patient's genetic profile, their lifestyle factors, their medical history, all of that, to predict how they'll respond to different treatments. And this allows doctors to actually develop personalized treatment plans that are way more effective and have fewer side effects.
It sounds like AI is revolutionizing healthcare, but what about the human element?
Yeah.
I mean, will doctors become obsolete?
Oh, not at all. AI is a tool. It's not meant to replace doctors entirely.
Okay.
It can augment their capabilities, give them really valuable insights, and even free up their time to focus on the more complex cases.
And of course, on actual patient care.
Exactly. It's really about that collaboration between AI and the human doctors.
So it's all partnership.
It is. It's about leveraging the strengths of both.
I see.
AI can handle all of that, like data crunching and pattern recognition.
All right.
And doctors, they bring their expertise, their empathy, and that human touch to the equation.
That makes sense. It's not about replacing humans, it's about empowering them.
Exactly. And we're seeing this same theme across a lot of different applications of AI. From personalized education to climate change modeling, AI is being used to enhance our capabilities and tackle those really complex problems that, well, for a long time seemed impossible to solve.
It's like AI is giving us superpowers.
Yeah.
We can analyze data faster, explore space further, personalize healthcare, and even address global challenges like climate change in ways we never thought possible.
It really is a remarkable time to be alive. But just like with any powerful tool, we have to use it responsibly, ethically.
That brings us back to those ethical frameworks we were talking about earlier.
Right.
It's like having those guardrails in place to make sure we stay on the right track as we explore all these possibilities with AI. But how can we be sure those guardrails are strong enough? Technology moves so fast, there's always that risk of, unintended consequences.
You're absolutely right. It's a constant process. These frameworks, they're not like set in stone. They need to evolve as the technology evolves. And that means ongoing conversations and collaborations between, the researchers, policymakers, industry leaders, and the public. We have to have those tough conversations, try to anticipate potential problems, and find solutions that align with our shared values.
It sounds like a massive undertaking.
It is.
But it's also incredibly important, especially as AI becomes more and more intertwined with our lives.
It is. And it's a responsibility we all share.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we're AI developers or policymakers or just regular people who are engaged. We all have a role to play in shaping the future of this technology. So what can we do as individuals, to ensure that AI is actually used for good? It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the scale of it all.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I think one of the most important things we can do is educate ourselves about AI, understand its potential benefits and its risks.
Right.
The more we understand, the better prepared we are to actually have those meaningful conversations and advocate for responsible AI development.
Knowledge is power.
It really is.
Yeah.
We can also support organizations and initiatives that are promoting ethical AI, whether it's through research, advocating for better policies, or even just public education.
So putting our money where our mouth is, so to speak.
Exactly. And we can demand transparency and accountability from the people who are developing and deploying these AI systems. We need to know how these systems work, what kind of data they're using, what safeguards are in place to prevent any harm.
It's about holding those in power accountable, making sure they're not just chasing profits, but actually prioritizing human well-being. Precisely. And ultimately, I think it's about having a vision for the kind of future we want to create with AI. What kind of world do we want to live in? What problems do we want to solve? What values do we want to hold on to?
Those are some big questions.
They are, but they're the questions that we need to be asking as we navigate this new world of AI.
Right.
And the answers, they're not going to come from just one person or one group. It's a collective journey, a shared responsibility to make sure AI serves humanity and helps us build a better future for everyone.
It feels like we're on the cusp of something really transformative. But like you said, it's up to us to steer AI in the right direction. And speaking of steering in the right direction, let's dive into another really interesting area where AI is making waves.
Yeah.
The world of creativity and art. AI creating art. That's something I never would have thought possible just a few years ago. I always thought art was, something uniquely human, driven by all those emotions and experiences that a machine could never truly replicate.
You're right. AI doesn't experience the world or feel emotions the same way we do. But what's really interesting is that it can analyze massive amounts of data, like paintings, music, literature, and it can actually learn the underlying patterns and structures of all these different artistic styles.
So it's like having an art historian, a composer, and a writer all combined into one, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It can kind of dissect and understand what makes a piece of art so captivating.
So then it's not about AI replacing human artists, but more about giving them new tools and possibilities.
Exactly. Imagine an artist collaborating with an AI.
Okay.
This AI can generate variations of their work, explore different color palettes, or even compose music based on the emotions of a painting.
Wow.
It's really about expanding that creative palette, pushing the boundaries of what's possible, and maybe even discovering completely new forms of art that we haven't even thought of yet.
And it could maybe even make art more accessible to people who might not have the technical skills,
Absolutely.
like to create traditional art.
That's a great point. Imagine someone who's always wanted to write a song, but they don't know how to play an instrument.
Right.
AI could help them bring those ideas to life musically, breaking down those barriers and allowing anyone to be creative.
So it all comes back to AI enhancing our abilities, not replacing us. It's about empowering people to do more, be more creative.
Yeah, and to really push the boundaries of human expression, harnessing technology to unlock our potential and create a world where everyone can contribute their unique talents and ideas.
This has been an incredible journey exploring all these new frontiers of AI, from quantum computing to space exploration, healthcare, and even art. It's clear that AI is already impacting every part of our lives. It's shaping the future in ways we're only just beginning to grasp.
And it's a future filled with incredible promise and some serious challenges. As we've discussed, we all have a role to play in shaping that future.
That's right.
By staying informed, having those important conversations, and advocating for responsible AI development, we can make sure that this technology is used to create a more equitable, sustainable, and inspiring world for everyone.
It's a call to action for all of us. So as we wrap up this deep dive, we'll leave you with this. How will you use your voice and your actions to shape the future of AI? Thanks for joining us, and keep exploring the possibilities.